Welcome folks to the Occult Gaming channel with me, your host Bellart Wright. Today we're going to be talking about Legacy of Kain Defiance Remastered as well as Legacy of Kain Ascendance. We are hurtling towards the release date of March 3rd, which is tomorrow. I just wanted to get on here to talk to you guys about both games, including my plans for the games, what I'm going to be doing, if I'm going to be buying one or the other or both, and maybe giving you guys some suggestions on if you guys should do the same. So I'm going to start with Legacy of Kain Defiance Remastered, as well as the different versions of Legacy of Kain Defiance Remastered. There are several bundles for this game, and it gets a little bit confusing as to which one you should probably buy. So I'm going to skip over here to the Legacy of Kain Defiance Remastered FAQ that they so graciously provided to us on steampower.com. I'll provide you guys with the link. We do have these pre-order versions of the game, including the base version, which is just the game, as well as we're going to have a deluxe version, which includes the game, as well as a Dark Prophecy demo, which is awesome. This is going to be the game that we didn't get, the canceled Legacy of Kain game that was the sequel to Defiance, which starred both versions of Kain, young Kain and the older Kain. So as far as us really hardcore Legacy of Kain fans go, this is the game that got away. This is the game we all want them to make. If all the stars aligned, we would really want this game to be made. But unfortunately, we won't get it. But we do have this playable demo, which is amazing because this has been locked behind lock and key for the greater part of 20 years now. Over 20 years, this game. Because I believe it was in development like sometime around 2004 and 2005, maybe at the latest 2006, but I think 2004 2005 is like when they were probably most heavily working on this thing, if you know, maybe even before that, I'm not quite sure. But that's going to be our deluxe edition. After that, we have the Heart of Darkness collection, which is the most deluxe edition. It includes the base game, the Dark Prophecy demo, a comic book reader. I'm sorry, the deluxe edition also includes a comic book reader, which has 3 comics. And the Heart of Darkness collection, in addition to those 3 things, also has Legacy of Kain Ascendance, the base game included, as well as an Ascendance skin pack. I'm going to put on screen here so you guys can see the 2 characters included. It is a human Raziel and a mid Kain, like a middle-aged Kain, a Kain that's between young Kain and elder Kain in terms of appearance. The skins don't look amazing, these 2 skins, and I've heard that they look even worse in the game, but these are the bonuses that are included with the Heart of Darkness collection. So I did personally get the Heart of Darkness collection, and that was after a lot of debate because I honestly did not want to get Legacy of Kain Ascendance myself. But I settled on it because I want to give it a fair shake and I want to review it. But initially I was thinking about, like, should I get it as a show of support for the game? Because I don't necessarily like what they did with this main character, Elaleth, or however you pronounce her name. I didn't quite like what they did with her character and how they kind of shoehorned her into the history of Nosgoth. Now, I'm not one of those guys who thinks that just because you put a girl in a franchise that she's automatically a Mary Sue, but Elaleth is a classic case of a really bad, I believe they call this the type of Mary Sue that she is, a black hole Mary Sue. She basically, everything revolved around her, and I didn't like it. And I was very optimistic about this character because she looked really cool on that cover reveal, but they really dropped the ball with this character, and it makes me not want to support anything that this character is in because I'm like, they're just going to put her into all these different games in the main continuity, because that's the thing that they mentioned with The Dead Shall Rise, was that it was canon, which I was excited about initially, but now after reading the comic, I'm like, please no, please God no, please God no. So it puts you all in a weird position. I know it put me in a weird position as well as a YouTuber who kind of covers Legacy of Kain. I do want to review Ascendance to show you, like, let you guys know, like, if it is worth your time or not. And I am curious about it. I am curious about a 2D Legacy of Kain game. I do want to play that to check it out. And I do want to give it a fair chance, but I do hate the fact that this kind of signals that we support this character, which I don't support this character. And that's kind of also why I want to do a review. I want to also let it be known that I don't like this character. Like, maybe I'll like the game, but I definitely don't like the character. So maybe Ascendance will change that if they somehow change her, like take her out of the shoehorn parts of history. Because apparently she put everything in motion, like all the important parts of the story, she put them all in motion. So if they take that aspect away, and hopefully take her being Razio's sister, I also don't like that. I feel like it's like very contrived. Like everything about the character is unfortunately contrived. They have to completely rewrite that character for me to be even remotely interested. But that's my kind of opinion on the character. As far as Ascendance itself is, again, I do want to support a new game that is Legacy of Kain. I do want to review it. It is 2D Legacy of Kain, which looks really cool. I really enjoy the art style. The art in Ascendance looks really good pixel art. I do like the character portrait art as well. They aren't just static, they kind of move around a bit. All that stuff looks really cool. If it wasn't tied to The Dead Shall Rise, I'd be super excited about it. But it does come with a grain of salt. So in terms of what you guys should do, you guys do what you want. I just want to give you guys that information to let you know like what's included in what. Again, if you just want Defiance Remastered, I can understand. You get that awesome third-person camera around the characters. You get the updated visuals, which is nice. The visuals look really nice. I wasn't the biggest fan of Janos. I thought the effects were a bit too much. But it's actually growing on me. I wasn't initially the biggest fan of Terrell either for the trailer, but Terrell definitely grew on me, and Janos is slowly growing on me. I hope they tone down the like the brightness of the visuals on Janos, but overall, good job on that. But yeah, I just wanted to talk to you guys about that, let you guys know like the differences between these different versions of the game. My recommendation is probably, if you don't like Elaleth as a character, just get that deluxe edition, or just wait, get the base game, see if you guys like it, or just check out your favorite YouTubers, see if they're playing it, that sort of thing. However you guys want to do it. You guys have your own brain, so you guys will figure it out. So I do have some plans for these games coming up. I am going to review both games, so look forward to those reviews. And I do plan on actually reviewing The Dead Shall Rise as well, so you guys can look forward to that as well. We can all trash Elaleth together in that review, so definitely look forward to doing that review. I've been kind of pushing it off for a long while, but I definitely want to do that and get that done for you guys. So I do also have future Legacy of Kain projects coming up. All these new announcements have actually taken me away from those. I did plan a big Legacy of Kain combat video for you guys as well. That's coming up. I don't know exactly when. I'm trying to get through all this like new stuff once I do the reviews for these new games. Probably in like a couple, maybe 2 months, like a month or two, I should have that completed for you guys. So oh, and I do have a after the Dead Shall Rise review, I am going to be planning a video on how they could have made the Dead Shall Rise better. Just some really basic storytelling, writing, character changes that would have greatly just made that book so much better, and we would have loved Elaleth so much more in comparison to what we got. So appreciate you guys for watching. You guys take care. Let me know what you guys think of these new games. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.